Hi everyone! Today we're going to make a tropical nail art design using a new brand. I've got some Naio nails gel polish. Today, I've never used them on my channel before, so this is brand new. Here I'm showing you guys the three colours. They're very bright, very tropical. We've got like an orangey peachy, we've got a pink, we've got an orange, and we're going to combine them all together to create today's design. I do also have some acrylic. Oh, here I'm also using the base coat and a top coat from Naio Nails. But yeah, we've got some acrylic, believe it or not, but we're not actually going to make acrylic nails. We're going to use it to kind of create a coloured, I think they're called hibiscus flowers. So we've got tropical sunrise, which is our orange. We've got a neon yellow, which is highlighter yellow. And lastly, we've got a pink, which is a dazzling dragon fruit. And this one's got a sparkle to it, a very, very cute sparkle. And I love it. I wish all of them had a sparkle because the flowers later on look stunning when they're sparkly. And I'm a sucker for sparkly things. So I wished I had a more colourful, or sparkly, or the same shades but sparkly. But unfortunately I didn't. So that's a shame. But if you do have the same colours but sparkly, then go ahead and use those over just the standard colours, because trust me, it looks so cool. It's such a little difference, but it looks so cool. So here I'm going in with some base colours. So one full nail of that pinky shade, one full nail of that, is that like a peachy shade? Corally shade. Oh, coral. Then we've got one nail that's going to be an ombre between the coral and the pink. And then we're going to have two nails that are going to be the same, where we ombre all three colours together. But I only show you guys me ombreing the one, and then I'll do the other one off camera since it's literally the same. So with Naio Nails, it's actually a company I've never used before. All of the products I've purchased my own money, so they weren't sent to me or anything like that. But I've been kind of dying to try them. I've been watching their YouTube channel. They look amazing. I know Kirsty Meakin used to work for them, or at least kind of been on the channel. I think that was like her job at that time. But I just thought they were pretty cool, so I wanted to give them a go. And they do weekly picks, I think it's called, on their website. So they're just discounted colours, and when I went on there I was like, oh my god, how are these discounted? They were like £4.99, £4.99, and they were full 50ml bottles. I was literally stunned. So I grabbed a bunch, and when I mean a bunch, I mean a bunch. I've already filmed a video of me kind of showing you guys the colours, kind of doing a bit of like a show and telly video, just chatting and talking about the colours and the company and the bottles and the whole shebang. I've already filmed it, but I've kind of haven't gotten around to editing it. So ideally I wanted the other one to go out first, but I've just been really busy, and I've been trying to get as many videos edited as possible. So I've got a feeling that this nail design is going to come out before my little kind of chit-chatty playing about with those gels and showing you guys what I picked up. So just bear that in mind if you see another video with me talking about Naio Nails, just completely like a bunch of those gel polishes and me saying that I've never used them before. Then that was the first video I ever filmed, and then now I'm filming this one, just uploading it the other way around. So apologies for that. I hope you guys don't get too confused. But look at the ombre. When you pick up colours that are very similar to one another, in a way, the ombre is so good. So here I'm using some top coat, and I'm blending it in with a little bit of white. You just want to make it kind of a bit cloudy. So just mixing it there. If it's too white, you can add a bit more. If it's obviously not white enough, you can add a bit of white. So it's really cool that you can kind of maneuver it into what you want. And we're going to apply it on the full cover one colour nails. So we're going to do on that corally shade and also on that full pinky shade. So you're going to do a layer of that on both. So at the moment it looks a little bit streaky, but that's okay. It actually doesn't matter, because the whole vibe that we're going for today is to create those little bubbles on top of this milky shade. I feel like it's so in right now. I've seen it all over the place, and most of the time I see this effect applied on blue nails to kind of mimic like the sea and the kind of foam that you can sometimes get on at the seas and stuff. But I thought that since I'm going for like a tropical vibe, this could still work very well too. And I've been dying to also do the hibiscus flowers. I think they're called hibiscus. I hope they are, because otherwise I've been literally calling them wrong the whole time. And yeah, I just thought I can combine the two and put them together and see what happens. So I'm using some base coat and a dotting tool, and you just want to go ham with the dots, just all over the nail. Yeah, just have fun really. There's no really rhyme or reason how to do it. Just chuck it on there. It will probably also depend on your dotting tool, because the bigger the dotting tool, the more product you can pick up, and therefore bigger bubbles. If you have a small one, you have tiny bubbles, so it's kind of up to you. I do end up leaving this corally one chilling whilst I work on the other one, I think, and I don't know if you can see at the top already that the bubbles are kind of like going down, so I do end up popping it into the lamp in a second because I didn't want them kind of going all over the place. So what's happening here is almost like blooming gel. I have no idea how this is working. Before filming this video, I did a little whoopsie and I did it the other way around. So I used the base coat as the milky shade, and then I used the top coat to create the bubbles, and it didn't work, not one bit. So I don't know what the what the science behind this is, but it works, so that's great. Just make sure you don't get it wrong when you're trying to work and do this kind of design. Make sure you're always dotting with the base coat. So once you're happy, make sure you pop them into the lamp, cure them in place, and then it's time to top coat, funny enough. So most of the design is basically done on a glossy top coat because we're going to do kind of like this embossed design on top with the little flowers that we're going to create, and we also have some crystals we're going to chuck on as well. So we're going for a glossy top coat today, just applying that on all of them. I am so happy with these gel polishes. I am so happy I got them. Really happy, like really happy. A lot of my products are not from the UK, so it's so nice to try a company that is in the UK, and it's a little bit easier to get, and it kind of comes next day, and the shipping isn't crazy, so it's so nice to find something a bit more local. Same with Bexy Glow acrylics as well. It's so nice to find one that was in the UK, and shipping isn't crazy and all of that stuff, so that's really good. So I'm working on the coral nail. So the vibe with the hibiscus flowers is do 3 dots, and that's your first petal. So I'm kind of aiming for the right hand side for the flower to be, so I'm only really doing 3 petals. Usually I'll go for 5 if you want to do the full flower, and then using a nail brush, just kind of pinpoint where your middle is going to be and just drag the gel polish in there, but very gently. You don't really want very strong lines, you kind of want it to be a bit like not perfect in a way. This is why I find this flower to be so fun to do, because no matter what I did, even when I thought, oh goodness, that might not look very good, and it's either easy to fix or it just looks bright, which is great, because there are some flowers that the moment you get something wrong you can tell, but this one here, perfect, and it literally screams summer, tropical, love it. So this is when the acrylics come into play. So I'm using my Glitter Bells Unbelievable gel to create that flower. And the reason I thought I would do it is just because it's a bit more thicker, easier to paint and stuff. So I thought I'll use that instead of just normal gel polish. Grab a little tool of any sort and just sprinkle it on top onto the wet layer. Let that gel polish sink that in. I left it for not too long, just a little while. Tap the excess away because you don't want that dipping in your lamp or anything. And then pop it into the lamp. So here I did it on the other nail too with the pink, but of course on the opposite side. And now we're going to work on our freeway ombre. Once again, I'm only going to show you guys me do this one, just the one, because we're going to do the exact same thing on the other one. Just flipped again, yes. So if on this one we're doing the first flower top left, the other flower, for example, will be top right, and so on. So same thing as the other nails that we did. We're going to do this corner flower, but this one is going to be, I was at least hoping to make it a little bit smaller than the one we just did a minute ago on that milky nail, and because we're going to try and chuck on 3 flowers there. So you can see on the left hand side I've got my prototype chilling, helping me, guide me on how to do it. So if you're not aware, most of the time I do my sets off camera first. I always get 2 sets at the end of it all, and I do that because I just love nail art, like just for fun, and I just kind of like to come prepared for videos, and not everything is YouTube worthy, so I don't really want to film everything. So I like to kind of play about off camera, and then if anything's worthy enough, then on the weekends or whenever I have time, I film and do them again, which is also fun because I get to watch some YouTube or something like, you know, playing in the background, and I don't have to really think too much because I've got everything already sorted. I'm just recreating rather than having to make something up as I'm going. I really don't like doing that. So then I'm sprinkling on the pink at the top, then curing it, and then we can work on our next flower. So this is going to be the full flower. It's going to have 5 petals. It's quite hard to envision where to pop the dots, so I'll give you guys that. It's really hard. But I find that I place the first one, and I'm just kind of, I don't know how to explain it. I feel like you just got to do one to kind of see what I'm going for. But you know what? It kind of looks like a star right now. So maybe if you think you're doing a star, maybe that will help you a little bit. So this is going to be a full one, and this is going to be our orange flower. And then a flower at the bottom is going to be our yellow flower, which I don't think I end up actually showing on camera. And of course, repeat this exact process and flowers and everything on the other nail as well. At first, when I was doing this nail, I wasn't too sure if the yellow acrylic matched, because we in theory don't have anything yellow going on anywhere else, just the flower. But the more I look at it, I'm actually quite happy. It kind of fits, it's, you know, going down the corally, peachy, pinky, yellow vibe. It's just very tropical, you know, neon colours. So I think I'm pretty happy. But at first when I did it, I was like, oh, I'm not too sure. There we are. There's the yellow. You can let me know in the comments actually what you think of the yellow. Time to bling the set out. So you know that I'm never satisfied with nails being too boring and stuff, so this nail deserves a scatter of crystals, just random crystals wherever, and you can do it as concentrated as you want to do, or you can do it as kind of scattered or whatever, as much as you want to, up to you. I'm using pretty small crystals just because the flowers are so big and I don't really want to overwhelm the set using big crystals like that one. I did end up taking that one in a minute off and changing it for a smaller one. I feel like that one was just completely out of place. So you want to do, of course, the same on the other nail as well, the one that we've got identical. This is the last nail we're going to place some crystals on, and I've got this little rectangular AB. I could not pick it up. I don't know what was wrong. It might have got some rhinestone glue gel on it or something. I don't know what was going on. You want to place in the center, and then we're going to chuck on a couple of opal crystals, which feels like forever since I used them, to be honest. When I come back on camera, there we go. So I've got a couple of different sizes, so I'm kind of placing the biggest one down first, and of course going down in sizes the further along I get. I'm only placing 2 at the bottom, followed by a small AB, and then I'm placing 3 at the top, followed by a small AB2, just to finish it all up and bring in that AB crystal in as well. So once I'm happy with that, I pop into the lamp. Usually when I do these lined crystal placements, I pop them into the lamp once I get the whole like skeleton vibe, like the whole, you know, the standard of the crystal placement, or the, I don't know how to call it, you know. But I like to place into the lamp because I don't want it to move about, and then I finish it up, whether it's just some extra little crystals or some caviar beads. So here I'm just going to kind of hug that rectangular squarey crystal with some more AB crystals, and they're all the same sizes on both sides. I'm placing 4 on each side, and then I am scattering some, I am placing some, caviar beads in between crystals. You all know the gist. It's the same old with every design, just in between crystals, and you're golden basically. So I do end up doing the caviar bead part off camera, and then we can basically show you the final result. You're gonna have to let me know what you think of this one. I really like it. I've been really itching to do the hibiscus flower design. I think it's so in right now, and I love it so much. Love. Here I'm just going to show you guys my caviar beads. There we go. And here are the final result. I love them. I show you guys the other set next to it, because I had a feeling that the colors are slightly different shortly after coming out of the lamp, but I don't think the camera picked it up. But in person I could tell a difference, where the other one was a bit more brighter almost, and the ones off camera weren't. But it's just how it happens sometimes with bright colours, very pigmented colours. When they come out of the lamp, they're a bit more muted, and if you just give them some time, they end up coming back and being a bit more lively. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys!